Welcome to the Daily Stock Show. The world has never seen such a dramatic shift in industrial policy like we are witnessing now. Trillions of dollars are being spent to save the planet. Solar is now the cheapest alternative to coal and gas. Solar is the fastest growing clean green alternative to reach the zero carbon goal. I have a pleasure to invite one of the leading companies in this industry, and they have developed the technology and they got huge interest from investment community and also the local communities they're working with. So I would like to invite the CEO of 360 Solar, Mr. Brian Roth. Welcome, Brian.
Thanks very much. Glad to be here.
Well, Brian, I've been thinking about talking to you and to understand your idea, your technology, how it works, and what you think the whole market is, micro and macro. I want to have your take on it and your approach to solve the crisis we are facing currently because of the climate change. We have seen fires everywhere and the smoke everywhere in big cities and the small towns. So, Brian, could you please tell my investors, my followers, and the community of investors who follow you and who are looking to invest in the alternative energy market. So I would like you to start with your background, what you've been doing for the last 10 years and what brought you to this 360.
Absolutely, no problem. And personally, I've been in the energy space for a long time. For the better part of the last 18 years, I've been working in energy, from energy in buildings to building enclosures, and in the last 7 years, I guess now, in the solar space. What ultimately brought me to 360 Solar was that our founder developed a very unique idea to try to solve one of the biggest problems that faces the solar industry, and that's the use of space. I think, we all know that, and we've all seen big, broad acre after acre after acre of solar spread out across the land. And what we wanted to do at 360 is come up with a way to deploy solar vertically, going up instead of out, so that we could save 80, 85, even 90% of the land that's required to deploy the same amount of solar energy. And that means that we can put it into applications where solar couldn't go before, whether that's in urban environments, in farming environments, or then utilizing the structure of the tower itself, because what we've developed is literally a solar tower. It's a steel frame structure with solar on 3 sides. But once you've got that vertical structure, you can add things like telecom, you can add broadband connectivity. And so then you start getting into thinking about serving remote communities, providing them with both clean, renewable power and with connectivity. And so we see that with the structure of our towers, we can put battery storage right inside to make it reliable even when the sun's not shining. And we can provide a solution that really solves a lot of problems all at once, as opposed to just providing power.
So the basic idea you have is instead of horizontal expansion, taking acres and acres of sometimes very good agricultural land and
Right.
pastoral land, And also, of course, we're going to eventually run out of land if we do that. So your idea is you're going vertical.
Exactly. And in doing so, we can deploy up to 250 kilowatts of power on one tower that has a footprint that is less than 1,800 square feet. So if you aggregate some towers together, spreading them out, we can fit a megawatt of solar installation in less than 1 acre, where, on the ground that would require 5 to 6 acres.
So 5 to 6 acres of land. Now you're concentrated into how much land you said you need
Less
to
than
go?
1 acre.
Less than 1 acre. So we are reducing to 80% of the land,
Exactly.
acreage wise, right?
That's right.
So this 1 megawatt for the people who would not have an idea, what kind of electricity we talking about? How many houses would it would be sufficient to serve?
That's always a difficult question to answer because people in the residential solar space can use solar very differently. We see some trying to go completely off grid. We see others who are just looking at peak shaving. But we're working with a number of homeowners associations as potential customers who are looking not to completely offset all the power they use, but to generate some of the power they need for their community centers, as well as an investment for them to work with local utilities towards net zero. And if they have, 12 or 15 homes, we can build a tower that's the right size for them. If they have hundreds of homes, we can put in multiple towers to serve those as well. It's truly an application where we can we can utilize our technology to suit the needs of the customer.
So basically, we're talking about a mini grid can be designed for 15, 20 homes to a community of 300, 400 homes. So
Exactly.
it will serve the community and connect it with the main grid. So there will
Right.
be zero carbon neutral community working hand in hand with the utility in the town, or it could be a new development, 100% reliable on this. As you said, you can have a storage capacity as well.
Right.
Fantastic. I like that idea. I have seen, I'm in Texas. Texas is number one in the USA as far as the solar and wind power generation goes, expanding massively. But I see hundreds, as you mentioned, hundreds and hundreds of acres of land being taken away by the solar panels. So it
Yeah.
does not look good. And also, that land could be used, utilized for agriculture. Now, you are trying to solve
Yeah.
that problem.
It's not an efficient use of space the way they do it today. But I will say that states like Texas have done an excellent job of creating a regulatory environment where the utilities and everyone are willing to work with renewable energy from wind to solar to others, to make sure that it can be done economically and that it really serves the needs of the community.
That is a great point. Let's get into that little more. Now we got $1.7 trillion allocated to shift the economy to the efficient, green, clean power,
That's
sustainable
right.
economy of the future. So now that is what makes your company so important for investors to understand that they can get to partner with you at that this initial stages and grow with you on this new huge technology open field here. We have not reached even 5% of capacity. Still, we generate most of the electricity uh, like we used to do the old fashioned way. So, this is a new thing, even though big states like Texas generating a lot of clean energy, but cumulatively, it is very small percentage,
There's
but
still a
growing
long way to
fast.
go. Sure.
Yeah, it's growing fast, and there are incentives, as you said, placed by the federal, by the state, by the local governments here in the United States and Canada to
Yes.
transfer this balance of power, or power, I mean to say electricity, balance of power to clean, sustainable, green energy. So, could you tell the investors a little more about where your company as a stock trades and how much the stock is and how much the total market cap of your company is today?
Yeah, so today we trade both on the NEO exchange in Canada as well as the over-the-counter in the US. And so it's available on both publicly trading. And we're excited about where it's going. It's had a challenging road the last little while as the market broadly has struggled. But we think right now that we're at a point where there's so many opportunities in our sales pipeline that are getting close to closing, that it's just a matter of time as we start to finish these off and get them across the line. Which, I'm sure, most of our investors recognize that we're dealing with infrastructure projects and they don't happen overnight. It's not as simple as selling a widget. But I'm very, very excited about where some of these opportunities lie right now. And I'm extremely enthused for what the next few months are going to bring and the news that we're going to have to tell the market.
I'm very glad to hear that. I totally understand your point. We got permitting involved with the local communities and the state and federal. So this process is takes some time until it gets going. When it gets going, nothing can stop it, and that is the future of the industry and future of the market. So you said the American investors can buy your stock, and also Canadian investors can buy your stock today. And the
Exactly.
valuation is, from my point of view, I'm looking at it's extremely undervalued stock for compared to where the other stocks are trading at their same level. And the technology, I believe, has a great potential. So could you please share with the investors, uh, the remaining quarter of 2023,
Mhm.
what you're trying to accomplish and what you're looking forward to going into 2024?
Yeah, the biggest thing that we're looking to accomplish in the next 3 months is to get a couple of these projects we're working on across the finish line to the point where we can have, secured purchase orders and be working with our fabricators to start actually producing the steel and get us into, construction early in 2024 on a number of them. Additionally, we've got some strategic partners that we're working with on a longer term basis to try and develop a couple of productized solutions in the telecom space as well as the EV charging space, where we can partner up with people who are rolling out on a very large scale and try to help them with some of their challenges. I mean, telecom space, they're always looking to expand their network into remote communities where it's hard to get power. And in the EV charging space, a lot of them are looking to go into places where, certainly along interstates and into, again, places where it's challenging or very expensive to get power run out to. And so if we can partner with them on a solution that solves one of their biggest challenges and helps us roll out at a much larger scale, it's a very exciting prospect.
Very excited. I'm excited about that, and I wanted you to come back and talk to our investment community more about the EV side of the business, because everyone understand the challenge and the gas price. Now we are paying between $3 to $5, depending upon where you are. If you're in California, you are paying $5 to $6 a gallon. And now the EV market is expanding dramatically. So I want you, Brian, to come back in a couple of weeks to address this particular market. This is a huge market, growing like a wildfire, and because the way your system works, because of the it's not horizontal, taking too much space, because of the vertical nature of it, it could be the ideal solution for EV charging stations. So I would like you to talk more about that when you get a chance to talk to investors next time around. So I
Absolutely,
would
I'd be
like
happy
to.
to.
I would like to say that it was a great pleasure to talk to you today, and I'm looking forward to talk to you more about the technology and the development and your partners in the field. As soon as we can get together, that would be fantastic. Once again, please remind the investors where they can buy your stock today.
Absolutely. So they can find us under VSOLF on the OTC and under VSOL on the NEO exchange.
Thank you so much, Brian. I really enjoyed talking to you and looking forward to welcome back to the Daily Stock Show soon.
Thanks very much. My pleasure.